And my name is Kawalu, and I'm going to take you through the whole session. Now let's focus on our status report based on what happened. Your number will. Okay. What happened last week with your business, and what did you learn in the last session, which is Managing Finances 1, and how did you apply what you learned in the last session to your business? Is there any volunteer who would like to answer those 3 questions? Masindi? Yes. What happened last week with your business, and what did you learn in the last session? And also, how did you apply what you learned in the last session to your business?
What happened last week in our business is that we received money from technology innovation agency. What do you do? And the next question is, what did you learn in the last session? I've learned that buying on credit is not that bad as I used to think it's bad. It can also help your business to grow in terms of credit score. How did you apply what you have learned in the last session to your business? In the last session, we managed to have 2 people who purchase our products on credit. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for that, and congratulations on getting your funding. So, in today's agenda, we are going to tackle 4 topics, which is management of cash and inventory, the management of debtors and creditors. You can, if you could remember in the previous session, they talked about credit and debtors. Then we are going to also focus on income and expenditure. Then lastly, we are going to talk more about budgeting. So here is where we are, a footprint of where we are today. You have come too far, hey? Yeah, Susuga Gumte. So yeah, we are on session 8. We are almost done with our training. So in this session, we are going to learn how to calculate your profit and your loss. Then we are also going to set up the budgets for income and expenses, and also the positive impact. Then also in this session, you are going to manage resources, including the finances. In this session, managing resources, including finances, is essential to create a positive impact and sustain the business in the long run. If you could remember, we did talk about sustainability. So in the first topic is management of cash and inventory. Then in your business, why do you manage cash and your stock? Anyone? Koketo, why do you manage cash and stock in your business?
So that we have an idea of how we are, or how much are we spending, or how much stock is still in our machines.
Okay, thank you. Nakedi?
Stock and cash, just like customers, are the blood of the business. So we always need to make sure that the stock and the cash balances, so that we want to ensure some substantiality of the business.
Okay, thank you for that. Management of cash. The purpose of managing cash. Why is it important to manage your cash? You manage your cash to identify the cash balance that allows the business to meet daily expenses and is cost efficient. Then the other purpose is that cash is the oxygen that enables business to survive and prosper. Yes, cash, like money in your business, is the one ailoring you need. It's the one tailoring, it sustains your business for your business to survive. Then there are several measures, Lauren, you as a business person, you need to take into consideration when you manage your cash. And those measures include knowing when, where, and how potential needs of cash will occur. When you know when the potential needs of cash will occur, that way you will be able to manage your cash, the cash in your business. And the other measure of cash management is keeping a good relationships with bankers, other creditors, family, and friends. If you could remember in the previous session, Ms. Mohali mentioned that they have created a relationship with their creditors. That one is also important. So moving right along, we are going to now focus on the management of the stock in your business. The purpose is to ensure optimal stock levels, which allow uninterrupted production, minimize reordering costs, and reduce the investment in the inventory or stocks. Then the importance of stock management is that it reduces excessive stocks, which can replace a heavy burden on the cash resources of a business and require more natural and human resources for production. So, and the other importance of managing cash in your business is to minimize lost sales and delays for customers because of insufficient stocks. If you could check, I know all of you have apps on your phone installed, and maybe you need to purchase a certain sneaker of your size. Then you go there, you click on that, and then they will tell you, okay, this sneaker that you want, it's not available now. They give you an option, Lauren. They can send you an email and tell you if the sneaker is available. That way they can be able to manage their stocks. And if it's out of stock, they will also tell you. These are the ways in which you will have to manage your stock. And when you manage your stock, you will have to count your stock regularly. In retail, they do stock taking every day when they come in and when they knock off. Then you need to know how quickly your stock is moving. You need to know which products are moving, which products are making more sales in a day. Then you need to also establish a stock turnover period for all major items of stock. Then you need to sell off outdated or slow moving stock. Here, if you could check, or maybe if you go to ShopRite, like later in the afternoon, you would find on your entrance, like you would find stock by marked in red by Rekisha. So those stocks mostly they are close to being expired. Mailoring, they were not moving, like they were not making more sales. So you need to also review security procedures to ensure that no stock is stolen. Security procedures in a way that here, kitodera example ka Studio 88. When you enter Studio 88, so that way it's how they are managing their security to make sure that no one is pocketing their stock. Then review effectiveness of existent purchasing and inventory systems. Then stock turnover equals to the average number of days that stock is held in the business before a sale. The shorter this period, the better. Then now we are going to determine the optimum stock levels. Then there are several factors that you need to take into consideration that determine the optimum stock levels in your business, which is what are the projected sales of each product, like what I talked about, which product tailoring, like which product is moving fast and which one is moving slow, and how are you going to manage that? then how widely available are raw materials and components. Then if maybe you deal ka production, you need to check what the raw materials how available are they, like your businesses, like the ones here leaves, you need to, again, you don't harvest all year along, so you need to check which season are you going to harvest. That's the season where you will find your raw materials. Then the other factor is how long does the delivery of materials from suppliers take? Then you need to estimate the delivery or the materials tailoring you as a business person get from your suppliers. How long do they take to arrive to you so that you can start with your business? Then can you remove slow movers from your product range without compromising sales? Sorry. Here, okay, that example that I showed, ka ShopRite, where they are putting those products that are not moving, then they do that, but they are at a low price so that they can be out. Then can you identify market factors that affect sales? For example, weather. Here, weather can also be something affect a business. When there's a storm, there are other businesses that can't operate because of the weather. Then how long can products be held as stock without going bad? Here, you need to check whether you as a business person, do you regularly check the best before dates in your business of certain products to make sure that you don't sell expired foods to the people? And remember, this is important. You need to identify the fast and slow moving stock to get the best optimum stock levels for each category. Is there any question before we move to the next topic? Okay, there's no question. The next topic, we are going to talk about debtors and creditors. So what I want to hear from you guys is, what is the difference between debtors and creditors? Mahoban?
The creditors would be the people that credit, and then debtors would be, I'm not sure, I'm not certain about this one, but debtors would be the number only credit for.
Okay, thank you for that input. Is there anyone who would like to tell us? Yes, Mamba? Okay.
Creditors would produce money.
Please speak up, I can't hear you.
Oh, okay. The creditors are the creditors is what brings money into the business, and the debtors is what you owe.
Okay. Makato, you're noted. You can obey.
Oh, okay. Creditors are suppliers might give you their goods on credit. So they give you stock to sell on credit. They are the business creditors. Debtors are customers that buy on credit.
Okay. Timakato, you're the last one.
Yes, basically, that's what I wanted to say. Creditors are the supplier that we buy from with credit. Hence, the credit. Actually, you own them. So your financial statement of your statement of financial position, we're going to account them as trade payables. You say these are the people that we have to pay, and we don't have anything to pay anymore. And then your debtors are, if we're doing like this, the customers that buy from us with credit, those are our debtors. That's why one of the last session we saying that you can have those people who are not paying. We're saying what would happen if you
we have debtors, what could go wrong? So we're saying that they might not pay and not able to run your day-to-day operation of the business.
Okay. Thank you all for your contributions. So debtors are the people that come to your business and buy on credit. Then creditors is you going to buy your stock in credit. Mawe, okay, sorry. Measures to manage debtors. We are going to talk about measures to manage debtors, one of two. When you manage the people that come to your business to buy on credit, you need to agree on a set of credit control procedures before you give the person your product on credit. You need to have an agreement first, and you need to also hand out sales invoices and produce customer statements of outstanding balances to check if ever maybe the customer doesn't owe. Then a strict credit check for new customers. Then you check if the credit score of the customer. Then if maybe the customer is a bad payer or a good payer before you could provide your service to that person. Then you also need to establish credit limits for each customer and review them regularly. When you come to my stock, I can't just give you 10,000 at a go without knowing if ever you are a bad payer or a good payer. I need to start from fast, from down low. Then the other measure is to the credit policy should be clearly understood by employees and customers. You as a person, before you could give your customer your items on credit, you need to make sure that your employers understand the credit policy before they could give the customers the products. And also in return, you need to also make sure that your customers understand those policies. Then you are going to measures to manage debtors, 2 of 2. They also develop a cash discount system to encourage sales. This one is what most people like. Sale, very discount, 50% off. What? People come in numbers and come to buy. Then you need to give your debtors defined, clear credit terms and follow up regularly. Then get upfront deposits and schedule payments. Before they do get the products, they need to pay upfront deposits. Then if maybe you guys allow or you're going to do debit orders, you need to make sure those debit orders are on which day, and the customer must know on that day when that debit is going to be on that, when the money is going to be debited from the account, there must be money in that account. Invoice promptly and clearly to avoid delayed payments. That is what I was talking about. Then charge penalties on overdue payments. If you miss to pay on the agreed date, you need to make sure that you charge them so that they don't miss their date of payment again. Then debtors due over 30 days, unless within agreed credit terms, should generally demand immediate attention. If you miss your to pay within over 30 days, you need to take action. Maybe you need to take that person to the lawyer so that the lawyers would make sure that that person pays the money. And remember, it is important to manage your debtors. Then now we are going to talk about the management of creditors, which are payables. If you pay your creditors more rapidly than you are paid by your customers, you will need more working capital. So if you are taking more than you are receiving, it means you will need more working capital. So your clients need to make sure that your clients follow up on that. Then the average length of time required to pay the debtors. A longer period is desirable for the business to operate effectively and with the little working capital requirements. And it is important that you as a business person, you manage your creditors. Now we are going to have a discussion on your working capital cycle, where we are going to talk about how much time usually passes between paying your creditors and receiving payment from your debtors. And here we have 5 minutes to discuss. So you guys need to participate and tell me how much time usually passes between paying your creditors and receiving payment from your debtors. Kids, we are in class. Can you please answer the question? How much time usually passes between paying your creditors and receiving payment from your debtors? I'm talking about your business. You as a business person. How much time usually passes between paying your creditors and receiving payment from your debtors? I don't know how your business works. I don't know how you operate your business. So you need to tell me how much time usually passes.
Am I answering based on the business that you
Yes.
It's immediate.
What's immediate?
It's immediate.
Please be clear. Like, I don't understand which question are you answering. The how much time usually passes between paying your creditors or receiving payment from your debtors? Which one is immediate?
The time, okay, the money that we get from our creditors, it will be 30 days. It will be 30 days because we are also giving our creditors time to process everything so that money can come into our account. And then from the money that we receive from our debtors is that we still have to go out and wait for them to collect everything that they have in the package. So we need a 30 working days.
So it's 30 working days for between paying your creditors and also receiving payments from your debtors.
So it means we are using this month's money to pay the last month.
Okay. Abba? What's...
A similar system.
But it may be similar, but there will be difference.
So we pay our debtors our creditors on the 15th, and then we also receive ask for payments from our debtors on the 15th from the previous month.
Okay. Then, Mahwani, in your business, how much time usually passes between paying your creditors and receiving payment from your debtors?
Okay, for those that we give credit to from our business, we give them 27 days so that the money reflects 3 days before into the account for us to be able to pay our
Jeff, we are in class.
the people we owe, so that we are able to pay the people we owe money just a day before month end, so that we don't accumulate interest.
Okay. Thank you. Now, we are also going to be discussing savings. Savings, which means that you are not spending your income or profit or postponing consumption. Why is it important to save money? Lizelle, why is it important to save money?
I think to avoid spending more on expenses, like rather than on what can sustain your business. Reckless spending.
Ma'am Susie? Why is it important to save money?
For the future, we might have money today, but we don't know what will happen tomorrow. So if we save, we know that we are investing to spend it in the future. So it is important to have access in making sure that you are able to sustain your business. So if you don't save, you find yourself in crisis and you might not be able to operate efficiently because now your financial resources are depleted. So if you save, you are able to even ensure that even the rainy season or the dry season, you are able to operate efficiently.
Khabo, why is it important to save money? Okay. Is there any other? Oh, I'll come to you because you're noted. Yeah.
Sustainability.
Okay.
Sustainability.
Dimakazo, you raised your hand.
To grow the business, if I am not continuing or rather spending my profit, I'll be able to grow the businesses.
Okay. Thank you all for those inputs. It's important to save money so that you need to prepare for the future because you don't know what happens tomorrow. Yes, Jeff? Okay. That's another important reason why you need to save money. Reasons to save money. You are saving money to expand your business and extend the positive impact you are creating. Then you're also saving money for the replacements and repairs because you don't know what might happen with the machines you are using in your business. Then also preparing for unseen events, which Mamsusu and Khabo mentioned that for the future, like the changes in price of fuels, commodities, tax rise and strikes that affect the business as a whole. And it is important to develop a saving culture. You need to know what okay, on this month I'm saving this and that and that. On the next month, I save in a certain way. Is that a hand? Okay. We are done with the topic 2. Is there any question? Okay, with no questions, then we are going to talk to topic 3, which we are going to focus on the income and expenditure. So in this topic, the income and expenditure, now let's take a look at your current financial situation. So, we are going to talk about the your income and expenditure book. If you remember in the previous session, they taught us about the different books, finance books. So in this one, it's the income book, which you're going to record the cash income from your cash book. Then you're also going to record the credit income from the debtors book. So all those incomes goes to the income because that's the money that is coming into your business. The money that is coming into your business in the form of cash or in the form of credit. And the expenditure book, it's where you're going to record the cash expenses from your cash book, all the expenses that you make in your business in the form of a cash, then also the credit expenses from your creditors book, all that you spend for the credit that you are taking so that you can get products to your business. Okay, we are here. a recap of the cash book. Habu taught us about the cash book. So this is a cash book which you record all the cash that comes in and goes out. So in this section, your cash book is going to have two sessions, which is your recipients, the money that comes into your business, and the payments, which is the money that goes out of your business. So when you're going to record the money that comes into your business, you need to have the date, the details, and the total amount that is received on that particular day. So here, for example, on the 9th of June 2024, in my company, a customer came and bought 100 bricks, which gave us 150 US dollars. That's the money that came into our business. Then on the 11th of June 2024, another customer came and bought 75 bricks, which costed 112 rand 50 cents US dollars. That's the money that we received from our business. Then coming to the payments, which is the money out, the money that goes out of our business. So we are also going to record it the same way as the money that comes in, but we are going to focus on the one that comes out. So on the 10th of July 2024, we as a business, we bought 20 kg of sand, which costed us $20. So this money, it really got business into out of our business account. Then on the 10th of July 2024, then we bought 2 packages of washing powder, which costed us $5 US. So here it shows what this is the income, the money that comes into your business. As you can see the graph here, when the money comes into your business, it means your business account grows. So hence the increasing graph. Then the expenditure. You can also see that it's highlighted in red, and the graph shows that the arrow goes down. That arrow goes down shows that the money is out of our business account, which means it's no longer there. We went and used it. Now we are doing a recap on the debtors book. This is a book in which you record all your credit sales. All those that people came and bought your stock or your product in credit, you are going to record that in the debtors book. So for example, here, our customer's name is Andrew Nakasi Construction Work, who came to our business and who came out into our business on the 10th of June in 2019. We gave Andrew 7 days notice. So he needs to pay back the money by the 17th of June. He took 100 bricks. So $150 US dollars. That's the amount Eloring he bought the 100 bricks on credit. So we did not receive any amount because he's buying on credit. Then the balance is negative $150 US dollars, which is the amount in which Andrew owes us to the business. Then on the 12th of June 2019, he came again and bought on credit. Then we also gave him 7 days period, which he needs to pay back the money. Then on the 12th, he came and took 50 bricks, which costed 75 US dollars. He did not pay because he is buying on credit. So the balance is $225 US. Then this is another example for the other supplier, because let me say the other customer, because each and every customer needs to have their own credit books. So now the name of the client now is Send Supply Ltd, who came to my business on the 17th of June 2019 and bought sand for brick production. Then we gave him 7 days notice, which he needs to pay back our money by the 21st of June 2019. And that sand for brick production, it was a quantity of 5 kg. So the amount bought on credit, the 5 kg sand, it costed $5, which then goes to the balance, the $5, which Sand Supply owes our business that $5. Then on the 20th of June, he came and paid $50. Then that amount it's no longer there. He paid his credit is okay. So
yes. I wanted also to clarify something. As you see there, it's written $5. Then there is written
here or here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Written $5.
Okay.
So if you check and you go back to the previous slide. Yeah, just leave it like that.
Okay.
So you see that there is written $50.
Mm-hmm.
So which means it's a mistake that we did in the development of the slide.
Okay.
So because that one, the creditors book, it's actually for a supplier. So it's us who are owing the bill. So you see that Send Supply Limited, then on the 17th of June, we took send for brick production worth $50. So which means what we're owing them was $50. But now on the 20th, because they gave us a due date of 21st June. So on the 20th, that's why it's in the amount paid, not received. We actually paid them what? $50. And we had a balance of 0. So I think we should also take note of that slide. So that, because I know that it will confuse students. Say, now they'll ask you, why are we not having a balance of 45? It was just a mistake there. So it's supposed to be $50, then $50, then that.
Okay, so here are the key points for recording income and expenses. So when you record your income, let me focus on the income first before the expenditure. Here are the key points that you need to take into consideration when you record your income. You need to record all your income immediately and transfer the data regularly in your income book. Then also you need to record sales transactions in the chronological order of occurrence on a daily or weekly basis. Then total up the figures. These figures enable you to determine the income. Then the key points for recording your expenditure is that you need to record the expenses in the chronological order of occurrence and on a daily or weekly basis. Then you need to also record only the expenses related to your business, exclude private expenses. You need to total up the figures. These figures enable you to determine the expenditure. Then compute the total income. when you, I'd say calculate instead of compute to make it more clear. When when you calculate the total income, you need to extract the total sales from your cash book and the debtors book to calculate your total income. Firstly, you're going to extract the cash sales for the day. You need, in a day, you remember that you need to record them immediately on a daily or weekly basis. Then that cash, which comes from the cash income from your cash book, you're going to record them into the income. Then secondly, you need to extract the credit sales for the day, which comes from the debtors book. Then thirdly, you need to add the two totals to get the total income for the day. Am I clear? Then to calculate the total expenditure, you need to extract the total expenses from your cash book and the creditor's book to calculate your total expenditure. Okay. Firstly, you're going to extract the cash expenses, including purchases for the day. And those ones, they come from the cash book. Then you will also need to extract the credit expenses, including the purchases from the creditor's book. Then they are all going to come into the expenditure. Then you're going to add those cash expenses and credit expenses then to get the total expenses for the day, to know how much your business did today. Then here's an example for Sarah's income and expenditure. In the income, Sarah received an income from Andrew Nakasi Construction Work, who purchased 200 bricks for $300. Then another client came and bought, who is Paul Pavement Ltd, who bought 1,000 bricks on credit, which costed $1,500. And the local municipality also came and bought 100 bricks on credit for $150. So if you could calculate all of them, they are going to give you a total of $1,950. Then in the expenditure, you need the cash expenditure, all the expenses that you made in the form of cash. We bought sand 50 kg, which costed $50. Transport for $40, repairs and maintenance for $30, and for security for $20. And those that we spent on credit, it's the salaries and wages for $500, the utilities, which are your water, your electricity, which is $28, the rent, which is $120, and the telephone bill, which costed $20. So when we calculate all the amount we spent, they are going to give us $808. This, you can see, that's the amount. You're going to record it down there. So now, are you sleepy, guys?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So now we are going to talk about whether your business is making profit or running at a loss. Then once you know your income and expenditure, you can add up the figures and calculate your balance in your business. This equals to profit or loss. You could remember the calculations that we did in the previous year. From this calculations, you can also determine if your business is making a profit or is running at a loss. So here's an example of how you're going to calculate if like your business made profit. Then what is going to happen is the total income, which is here, okay, let me say the total income, you're going to minus the total expenses. From the money that's coming into your business, you're going to subtract the total expenses, which you're going to determine if ever you're making a profit or a loss. Then, for example, here, the total income is $250. Then we are going to subtract the total expenses, which is $200. Then you are going to be left with $50, which is a profit for your business, meaning you have made profit. Then when you calculate your loss, you're going to follow the same procedure to determine if you have made a profit or a loss, which is total income minus the total expense, which equals to either a profit or a loss. Now let's calculate the loss. Then the total income is $250. We are going to subtract the expenses that you made in your business that month, which is $300, meaning the answer is going to be negative $50, which is a loss. So if you're doing all these calculations, then you come up with a negative. Just know your business is running at a loss. It's not okay. It's not healthy. Then now we are going to do an exercise. 8.1 on page 39. Then in this exercise, this is what you must do. Can I have your attention, please? I'm still explaining the exercise on how you must conduct the exercise. So in this exercise, you're going to divide your book into two columns: your income, your expenditure. Then you remember that your income is your cash plus your credit income. Then the expenditure is the cash and the credit expenses. Then you're also going to list all the items that brought money into your business in the past 2 weeks, which is your income. Then you're going to list all the business items that you spend your money on in the past 2 weeks, which is your expenditure. Then you calculate whether you made a profit or a loss. Is there any question on the exercise? Okay. The time is 12:40. And we have 10 minutes to complete the exercise. Then your time starts now. By 12:50, we should be done and there will be no extension. You may start your exercises. Okay. Okay, check please. Needs. Okay. I think maybe for all of them will be fine. Okay. Yeah. Hi, Bo. Why am I getting thread?
Defonini.
Ke nako.
Defonini. Karone bana we di shita ka poteng. Ke ba fona ya karone.
Ke le phone.
Packaging. Tshwanela o manager na.
Really jang.
Yeah. Dynamite. Memo chomo. Packaging responsibility. What's that game? Yes, I'm learning. Credit income or not? Credit income for 1,000.
Thank you.
Income here like 1,000. I get to my credit. So I need to get it right in the past 2 weeks.
Then we'll calculate.
She's very heavy.
Right?
No, I'm not 1 kg. Oh yeah. And tea is not heavy.
Good discussion.
How many sachets there is? Because let's say 20. Can you sachet? We move to sachets now. I remove it. How many people? About 20. 49. Okay, 1 box, 20 tea bags. It's not like here, 10. Two plus 1 is 3. 50 plus 50 is 4. Yeah, I get okay one.
Yes, we do need them.
What do you mean by communication? How much?
Come on.
Letting you with you. That's the decision on the phone. Not phone.
You have 5 minutes left.
So we are helping also the communities because we are
All the man.
How many distributors are we giving? 5 guys. 5. So for 1,000 weight. Okay. How much is 1 bag? 40. 1 bag is 40. which means there's a credit of
That's a
1,000. Let's say 1,000 divided by 25, which means let's just run the number. Lena, it's 4,000 rand, 25 cents. How many people? I'm not so it's 1 person. 1,000 rand is 25 packs. We said we gave him 1,000 packs. Oh, 1,000 packs. 1,000 rand each. No, so we can do 1,000 packs. 1,000 packs each.
Whatever.
And then they sell the when they have the money, then they stock cash. We are starting off that credit.
So we give them the starting. So then, average divide by 4. It's 150, 250.
You have 1 minute to wrap up.
Okay, I don't read this.
Time is up.
Yes.
Abba, come back to life. Thank you. So, which group volunteers? Oh, oh, nice. Okay.
Okay, on the cash income, we sold chairs for 400 bucks. We sold bottles, plastic bottles. Yeah? All this are made of plastic. So plastic chairs, 400 bucks. Plastic bottles, 200 bucks. Plastic bags, 200 bucks. And the credit income, the storage capacity, we sold for 800 pence. And then our cash expenditure, we bought PPE, protective equipment, 150, bins, 70, trolleys, 350. Our credit expenditure, rental storage, to store our stuff, and then for 500 rands, and then runners, the guys that collect plastic for us, 50 rands, transport rental, 200 rands. And then our total income is 1,600 versus our total expenses, which is 1,320. So we managed to make 280.
That's nice. Is there clap hands for them? They have made a profit. So any feedback from their presentation? Abba?
Good presentation. Glad that you finished in time this time around and you were eager to present. I don't have answers for you because we didn't understand very well on this. So I have a lot of numbers, but I don't have action for you. And again, well done.
Thank you. And on to our next topic, which is budgeting. What is budget? Nakedi?
Use money wisely. Save and use money wisely.
Okay. Thank you for that. Is there any other input? Yes.
Planning on how we're going to use money.
Mama?
Yeah, I wanted to say financial.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Apologies. Ma'am, since you are recognized.
Thank you. Budgeting is actually saving money. It's planning to save money. And at the end, use money for what you have actually saved it for, not outside your plan.
Thank you for that. So in this topic, we are all going to focus on the inputs that you have mentioned. You have showed what is budgeting. So we are going to prepare a budget for your business. So you just gained an overview of your current income and expenses. Then, as it is important to be future oriented, let's now look at budgeting. Then, a budget is the numerical representation of an action plan for a specific time period. So it is a planned outcome of the future. The aim is to make the total impact, value created, and income generated for a given period greater than the total expenses. Then businesses usually prepare a budget for a financial year, and it can also be prepared monthly, weekly, or daily. We know budget the next financial year in other business. Then other business, they prepare their budgets monthly. They know, okay, if we budget on a monthly, then this is what we are aiming to achieve. Then budgeting plays a key role in business, and it is important for all businesses, whether large or small. Urekisha magwinya, urekisha stock sweets, urekisha ditamati, urekisha acha. It is important for you as a business person to have a budget for your business. Why is it important to prepare a budget for your business? Now we are going to discuss that. Or why is it important for you as a business person to prepare a budget for your business? Lizelle? Noted. You can talk.
Like I said, it involves planning. I think avoid
The regular expenditure.
Francis?
It's exactly what you said. Regular expenditure. It is important because tell them quickly when it is here, then you want to know what to use the money for if you have not budgeted. So if you have budgeted for the task, then you know, okay, I'm allocating this amount to that. Then you know your things are in order as per your plan.
Mamba? Why is it important to prepare a budget for your business?
so that you don't mismanage your finances.
Okay. Thank you all for your contribution. Preparing a budget, it is important because it is required by investors and funders. Then it helps managing the business and monitoring the progress that your business is making. Then it is important to prepare a budget because it helps to identify problems before they occur. Then it improves the decision making. It also increases the motivation of the team or employees as you reach the goals. Then these are the steps that you have to take when you prepare a budget. Kokets, can you take us through the steps to prepare a budget?
Number one, you identify your objectives. Number two, you determine the period of budgeting, whether yearly, monthly, weekly, or daily. Thirdly, you estimate your income. And then number four, you estimate your expenses. And then finally, you calculate your expected balance for the end of the specified period.
Thank you. When you are preparing a budget, you need to identify your objective. Why are you budgeting? Then determine the period of budgeting, whether yearly or monthly or weekly or daily. Then when you have identified your objectives, you need to plan, okay, I am going to budget for this certain period of time. My budget, can you go budget for a year or a month for me to achieve that objective? Then you need to estimate your income, your sales. You need to know what, like estimate, okay, maybe this month, then estimate your expenses, your costs. You can estimate what, how much are you going to spend from your business. Then you calculate your expected balance, which equals to the income minuses the expenses. Then this is your take-home assignment, which you need to prepare a budget for your business. And you're going to give an estimation of the money you expect to come into your business within the next 4 weeks. Then you're also going to give an estimation of the money you expect to go out of your business within the next 4 weeks. Then calculate the expected balance of your business activities at the end of the 4 weeks. Then you can find a template in Action Working Sheet 8, page 41 to 43, or do the task with the Google Sheets bookkeeping template. This one, you're going to do it at home. Then, now let's recap. Individually, you're going to answer the following questions. You now have 3 minutes to enter the most important points, but feel free to add more aspects after the session. What are the things I learned today and that are important to me? Which of the things I learned today do I want to implement in my business? And what do I want to change about the way I run my business? So when we recap, I want to know from you guys, what did you learn today? And please list 3 things that you will take away from this session. What is it that you learned? Was this session insightful? Is there something that you did not understand before the session? And now that we are done with the session, now you have a clue of what is happening. Mamba?
Yeah, on my side, yeah, I did learn about the data and I'm still a bit lost here and there. Maybe I'll just refer back to the slide and also just repeat them. But I also wanted to make a comment that By the time we'll be making the presentation for facilitation, it's advisable that when we talk about the issue of budgeting and getting your finances together, we'll be talking to students or maybe people who are just going to start their business. So I think it would be advisable that we tell them to not to be too ambitious when they think about starting businesses. Because when we talk about budgeting, in most cases, if you can see people's business plans, they're talking about a lot of money. Yeah, a lot of places or a lot of institutions, they expect people to see like a very, very huge money is there. So if you do a budget and you see that you don't, it's just you don't have anything, you don't have any funding, you have nothing. You've written a business plan that says we're going to need R1 million to start the project. Do you think you'll ever start?
No.
You will never start. But at least if we advise them that please don't be too ambitious, even if your future plans is to have, for example, 1,000 chickens that you farming, for example, start or make a budget or a plan of 100 chickens. Because it will be simpler for you to move just bit by bit until you get to that 1,000. But if you start by planning on budgeting for 1,000 or 10,000 chickens, you'll never start trusting. So we just have to, just wanted to make that comment that we should learn to advise our students in that way.
Okay, thank you.
Don't become too ambitious.
Thank you for the
Yes.
contribution.
Okay, I've learned that keeping record of your expenses and your income is important so that you can be able to calculate the risks as well that you'll be getting into your
Thank you. Is it okay? Is this it? Okay.
I've learned profit and loss. With profit and loss, the most important part is that you must understand your expenditures in your business. As much as you can understand your different types of income, your cash and also credit income, you must also learn your expenditures. What is it that you spend your money on, and in that way you'll be able to understand whether you are making profit or you are running a business.
Thank you. This session, it was managing finances too. And our next session, which is going to be in the next hour or so, is Overcoming Barriers by Mam Susu, where she's going to talk about monitoring your progress, dealing with barriers, problems and emotions, and regarding errors as chances to learn. So these are your action principles, which are very important. You as a business person, you need to manage your cash, identify the fast and slow moving stock to get the best optimum stock levels for each category. Then manage your debtors, manage your creditors, develop a saving culture, and compute your profit and loss. Then these are the definitions which you will read when you are at home and you are relaxed. You want to go through the slides. Then I'm done. Oh, nice. Yes, I'm on time.
My 50,000 This one is from Pakistan. All right.
No way.
Please. All right, let's give Kauke another round of applause. Awesome. So Kauke, tell us, share with us how you feel.
I feel hot. It's so hot.
Which context of what?
I'm sweating.
The facilitation now, how are you feeling?
I feel relieved. Thank God I'm done. I would say, as I was facilitating, then I was learning, and when they were giving their inputs, they were also like enlightening me on some of the things. And what I would say I have learned personally, it's the difference between debtors and creditors, because to me it was the same thing, because the same thing, but after my presentation and their contribution, I have learned the difference. Yes.
Alright, so who wants to give feedback? You call her now. Yes, one. Second one. Two. Third one. And then when you smile, you actually ready to keep so you yes, it's nice.
Okay, thank you so much, Paolo, for the good presentation. You understand the content, and then you are energetic about it. You are audible. We could all hear you, and then that is something that we need. And the culture, I felt like it took us to USA with the dollars. So I felt like now we're talking dollars, we're no longer in South Africa, we're now in America. And you are very strict. I felt like we did not get around them. I was not in this game, otherwise I'll get relationship. But very, very good presentation you have done, and it also entertaining. Your voice makes sure that the person doesn't slumber. It keeps you awake. So I think that is a very good resource for a presenter. So you have to me a very good job.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Paolo, for the good presentation. Your voice projection is very good, and you are confident with your content. And another thing that I like, this is the art channel. What I like is that you command. You command, like you put us in a respective way, by the way. And you put us in our place. We need to know. You put us in a place where we need to understand that we are in class, and we need to respect the time that you use to where you are. And then the negative thing that I picked up is that make sure that when you are presenting, you don't have any objects that will distract you in your hands. Yeah. Don't have your phone or anything that will distract you in your hands. And then for the bottom part, you did what you did great.
Okay, well, the presentation was great. We have this strong stage presence. You're confident as well, so another better. You were moving around. It was great. Voice as well, great. And then on the other part is that, yeah, really, I confused myself. And at some point, I feel like some students might find that very intimidating, especially if you are overdoing it. Yeah. And the other thing is that you were crossing your fingers at best, but you were confident at crossing your fingers. I mean, not fingers, your minutes. Yeah. So, but it was a great presentation. Yeah. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. If you are more, you are not ready, and there's no one to do it. It was only for Carlo. All right. So thank you so much, Carlo, for taking us through managing finances too. Yeah, I'm sure as usual it's the numbers. But I'm happy that, you actually showed, I don't know if you're from the comment side.
No.
So I think we could distinguish, and you picked it up well from my managing finances too. And thank you so much. So I can concur with what the previous speakers have said to say, you had excellent voice projection, but I'll try by all means to avoid some of their comments for the sake of time. And I also like that, you showed a great level of composure even when you were presenting. I think throughout your presentation there was that composure. And I also really like the fact that you motivated students to say, we have come this far. You see, we are now in module 8. We are almost close to finishing. I think it's also commendable for a facilitator to do that because it also motivates students to know that now the journey is about to come to a completion. So then on the Archer side, I just noticed to say it's just, I think, as a general note, to say, using stock and inventory interchangeably. They also need clarification. Some students may not know that stock is the same with inventory. Because we used to call it stock, then it was upgraded to inventory terminology. But so I can see also in the slides, it's also used interchangeably. So it's also good even to clarify that. And also the measures, 1.2 and 2.2. So it's just a way of saying it's a continuation. Yeah, so there's no need necessarily to say 2 for 1 of 2 or 2 of 3, just a continuation for you to note. And also, there's something that I can say also on the recap slide. This is just a general comment. On the recap slide, you see like she did cash book. And then in your session it was written recap. You can actually just say you did this with the previous session. If there's someone need clarity, then you want to clarify. If not, then you can just proceed because she would have already laid the foundation. But it's also good what you have also done to give clarity. And I also really like that you're also pointing students and not waiting for them to raise hands. I think it's also a way of enhancing interaction, especially for students who may know answers but they are shy to actually raise their hands. So I think it was also commendable. And also the issue of explaining concepts using the student businesses and also that of established businesses. For student business, you even gave an example of the leaf season. So you collect your leaves, and in certain seasons they may run out, so you should ensure that you keep your optimum stock. And also even for businesses like Mr. Price, which you gave an example. So I think it also provided a basis for understanding. I think also when you're posing a question about a topic, to say what do you think about budgeting, for instance, I think it also gives you the basis for gauging if students they understand the concept, and also it provides that basis for interaction as well. And okay, and what I also really liked was that you asked students if they understood the exercise. Before they write, if you understood any question. So I think it's also crucial before they write the exercise, you can just ask them, did you understand it? Then they can also proceed. Then I also like that there was also, now it's like we're viewing different with Balen and Susman, right? On your class management. On my side, I think, you did well in keeping check of those who are making noise and telling them as well to listen before opening the action working sheets. I saw how you managed it. They were about to open their action working sheet. Then he said, no, I need to explain what the exercise first. So I think it's also crucial, and it also showed another level of class management. And I also really like that you're also incorporating the previous feedback. So I believe we are now in session 8. It's also crucial that we also now see the changes. in the level even of facilitation, and I think you really incorporated that feedback in when you were also presenting. So then, in a summation, how Kellogg, did you know that how Kellogg in Hebrew, it means Hanan.
Hanan.
And Hanan, that's God's gracious gift. So I think, you have gifted us with managing finances too, and you are also indeed a gift for us in the facilitation throughout, and for that we thank you,
Are you giving a what? You giving a what for?
No, this is what we actually call balance. And we can't be awarded. All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the presentation. You see that we have got wonderful facilitators amongst us.
Yes.
Yeah, and for the first time I saw Jeffrey. He didn't even raise his hand. Did you get the sense? He didn't even interrupt anything. So which means we're going to another level. Like small packages, they come in dynamite. All right, excellent. So guys, where is this?
You just rush. But we'll do as yesterday. We have lunch, we'll go and question and then we'll do as yesterday. We'll have a lunch for the presentation.
Oh, we can proceed like yesterday.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so I think we may just take a 5-minute body break, right? So that we stretch. Let's just agree that, all right, let's say by half past we're back. Is it fine? Yeah. So just find time to stretch, then we come back. Then we proceed.
I don't normally, I'm not a fan of using rough phones. Good.
It's great. Anyway, thank you. The watching is playing. My name is laughing at me.
Coffee.
Yes, young.
You fall below your expectation. And why did you fall below your expectation? What were the challenges? What were the barriers that made you not to achieve that? Maybe, for example, you don't know where to go to apply for your funding. Those are the barriers that you want to say, okay, we didn't apply for funding. Maybe the funding period has passed, or we didn't know how to apply for that, or we didn't have the documents that are required for us to qualify. Then you look at that. What action can you take to ensure that you reach your goals? So that's where you will start with your planning. What is it that we need to do? So I'm going to just give you 10 minutes to do this. And then once the 10 minutes is done, then we'll come back and then we'll move on. 10 minutes on your groups again. Then if you don't understand anything, please raise up your hand, then I can come to you and then I can explain. But you're using the very same concept that you started with. You're on the same groups. Is it clear? Okay. That was good.
Yes, we are.
Any barriers?
No barriers at the moment.
Okay, we're good. Okay. Two minutes. Amen. 1 minute.
Okay. Pension members.
Time up. Time up, guys. What were we looking for? On that, are we, guys, do you still want to continue? Should we wait for you?
No, ma'am.
Okay, we can continue.
Please continue.
Thank you. What were we doing? We were reviewing our goals. Ne? understand your problem in detail. And then what? Use different sources of information. Find out what is the cause of the problem. Maybe it's the electricity has tripped. Maybe your fridge is not actually broken. Maybe your box has tripped. Try to find other source. Look at the electricity, look at the fridge. Maybe it's not, maybe it was just not open properly in the evening. Maybe it's not even broken. If it's broken, then maybe nearby there are certain people who knows how to fix the fridge. Brainstorm and brain writing. What is brainstorm and brain writing? You're thinking. You can do that when you're discussing to your neighbor or your friend. Say, hey, Mikey, what's my fridge guy? Did you check the electricity? Did you check? Did you check all those things? Did you check all those? Did you create a checklist and check what happened? And then from that, you formulate a plan and write down necessary information. What does this help us? Everything here help us to overcome barriers. So the consequence of using problem-solving techniques increase the probability of you overcoming your barriers, overcoming your challenges. So you're looking at this. I want you to remember all these steps. All these 5 steps. Your problem-solving techniques. Describe the problem, specify the problem, use different sources of information, brainstorming or brain writing, and formulate a plan and write down necessary actions. Is it clear? I want you to know this. I want you to know this and then understand it. Once you know it and understand it, it will be easier to plan. So we're going to use a very usual example that we've been using throughout the sessions. We're going to use Sarah's example to understand the very concept of solving techniques. My goodness, it's gone. Yes. Quit. Technology. Guys, this thing should be utilized at its full potential, not half done. Yes, this thing should be utilized with its full potential. Yes, we are here. Okay, remember what I said you must put in mind? So this is an example that we're going to do, all of us in class. Ne? Sarah and the power cut. You know Sarah, ne? Remember Sarah? Yes. What is Sarah's product?
Plastic bricks.
Plastic bricks, innovation. Ne? On average, there is a power cut in Sarah's town twice a week, so that her machine stops working until the power comes back. This way, she's not able to produce the order bricks. As a result, she cannot deliver the order bricks in time. Is that a problem? Yes, it is a problem. So, but remember okay, you know what? I wanted us to do this without us looking at that thing. So I'm going to, sorry, Koketso. Sorry, Koketso. So what is the first step? What is our first step?
Describe.
What is the first step? Step 1. What is the first step for the 5 problem-solving techniques?
Identify.
Thank you. They are misleading.
Because you describe the specified file information. Describe.
First First, you describe the problem. What is Sarah's problem? Eh? Power outage, ne? Power cut. This is the main problem. Ne? This is Sarah's main problem, is power cut. Okay? Then what is the next step? We specify. Ne? When we specify, what are we looking into? We're looking at what, why, how, when. Ne? We're looking at all those things that lead to not being able to produce. Ne? And then she cannot deliver the order in time. She can still make the bricks, but not full time, because the other time, do twice a week. Ne? Twice a week, there is power cut. What is that? Then how do we specify the problem? She cannot be able to deliver in time. So what is the challenge? Power cut. Late delivery. When does she have this problem?
Twice a week.
Twice a week. We are specifying. What else can we put there? What else can we put on specifying the problem?
So the what, who does it? The what, the power cut is the why.
Yes. We're specifying the problem, the why.
And then the what is
Late delivery, give the what.
the what.
Correct. The problem is power cut. What? Late delivery is the challenges. Remember, we are unpacking the problem. We are unpacking the problem. So there are a lot of challenges. Then number 3, we said, what are we doing?
Information.
Other source of information. Other source of information. Find out more. What is it that she needs to find out more about the power cut? She must find out who supply her electricity. What is the challenge? Why are we having power cut, isn't it? So who is this? The municipality.
ESCOM.
ESCOM. Ne? So we're looking also at ESCOM. Ne? And then what is the 4th one? Brainstorming. When we brainstorm, what are we looking at? Possible solutions. Ne? Solar. Possible, it's not going to write. Possible solution, solar, other option. What? Eh?
Windmill.
Windmill. And then what are other options? Outsource what?
Outsource.
Bricks. Hey.
Get someone to manufacture those.
Yes, from the for you to have a plan if you are unable to implement it. Exercise on page 45. What? Hey, wait. Okay. Okay. This is a complete action worksheet on your page 45. What were the biggest problem you faced while you're trying to achieve your positive impact goals? The challenges that you came across while you are trying to achieve your goal. Use the problem-solving techniques to make a plan to solve the problem and to make sure that this problem will not occur again in the future. Make use of the feedback of the trainer and the other step student to solve your problem and achieve your goals. Every time when they give you the feedback, when I say that let's do quarter and they give you even archer, use that for you to solve your problem. So we're not going to do the quarter because we didn't do the exercise. Taking control and responsibility. Remember the aeroplane? This is your business. This is your responsibility. You alone, you are in control. You are in charge. Does that make sense? Yes. So, it is important to remember to take control and responsibility. We have business people who doesn't want to take accountability, who doesn't want to take responsibility, and they leave everything to their employees. And when everything collapses, they blame their employees. Rena will blame the captain, not the ship or the crew. We don't care about the crew. So you must know that it is important. You are in control of the actions that you take. There's this program that was on TV. They call it what? I Blow It All. Thank you. Guys, you watch TV. Those guys, they had everything. Ne? They had everything, and they were talking about their experiences, what they had, how they used it, and how they blew it. And then the person will be telling you that, I remember in Venda we have Vurukoto, he used to have a chopper. Then he went there and then he went there and then he said, I blew it all. And the person had millions and millions and he said, yo. So it is based on the action that those people have taken. And then they were in control, they were in charge. And that's where the decision that they made led them there. You are most in control over what happened in your life. There's this one concept that I love, and then I love it most, and then I always share it with others that, you know what, 10% of everything in your life, that is what happened to you. But 90% is based on your reaction, on how you take it. Because 10% is just it, but your reaction is 90%. So you can make your own decision. You can either love it, leave it, change it. You want to change something, it's up to you to change it. There was this concept that came, I think when Obama was coming to become a president, that you can do it. Né? So this is the same concept. You know what? You are responsible. It's yours. Take control means changing the circumstances and having an attitude that I can do it, and then I can do it better. That's what you must tell yourself. You can do it, and then you can do it better. Exercise. Okay. Reflect and improve your teamwork. Remember, we have done the teamwork on previous sessions. Né? So complete this action worksheet on page 9.3 and page 46. So I'm going to ask go get. Please read the exercise.
Please review your team contract from session 1. How do you feel about the current distribution of the tasks? Is everyone fulfilling your team expectations?
Thank you. A team is a combination of effort. It's not one person's roles and responsibility. It's a combination of effort. If you are in a company or in an organization, you have the responsibility to input on the outcome of the company. If we say the company is growing successful, it must not be run by one person. It must not be based on one person's thinking and mind. Thank you, Masene. The second one.
What was your most successful teamwork experience so far? Why did it happen? List all 3 reasons that led to success. What specific behaviors and actions made it successful?
Yes. So your actions and behavior create success. As a team, collectively, we make a success. What was your biggest team problem so far? Why did this problem happen? List 3 reasons. What specific behavior action created this problem? How do you improve your team in future? Be specific. If there's someone who's not participating, be specific what you're going to do with that person. Going to fire the person, reprimand, give warning, be specific. But at the end of the day, we want a collective good teamwork. Does that make sense? Yes. We're not going to do that. Learning from our errors and experience as experimenting with ideas. You know, I love the idea that Mematlo gave us when she was presenting, when she said that when you want to find out best feedback, you can also appear malamukodu and invite your competitors and then or certain part of the target group that you want. Specifically, she was referring while you're selling brick, so that you must convince the builders to recommend your brick to the customers. In that way, you know who those are the people that make decision. A builder will come and say, no, this brick, you have problem. I have an experience using it where. So please go and buy this one. This one is a better one. That is experimenting with ideas and learning from our errors. And we are going to learn, and we are going to make sure that we build our business with strong foundation from our errors. Error as an important source of feedback. Do you think that all negative feedback are good feedback?
Yes.
Really?
No.
Okay.
Not necessarily all.
Yes.
Some can destroy you, but most of them are.
Which are those that can destroy you? How will I know this advice is destroying me?
For example, just close the business. Yeah, like when someone said just close the business.
Okay, that person doesn't even care.
Yeah.
And the other one?
When a customer says to you, your prices are too high, put them down a bit, because then they're not looking at, that can put you down, or it can get your business to close down, because then now they're not looking at your input and output of running your daily business.
And then how do you respond to them? Just say that you're not my target market. Yes,
It's not about all the feedback. You just said 10% of the feedback happened. 10 of the things are happening to you.
Thank you.
But 90% are how you respond to them. So I take all the feedback as good.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. What else? You said yes or no. So we have our constructive feedback that is positive, and then we also, you must learn, you must know which one is that. So this one is not for me, and then you let it pass. Don't let it even dwell in your heart. Just let it pass as if it never happened, and continue with your vision. And buy ice cream, and continue with your vision. You sometimes need to experiment to find out whether your idea is good or bad. Ne? Especially when you're doing something that people are going to consume, you need to find out the taste, if they like it or not. Our restaurant love to do that. Even like KFC love to just bring a certain product for 3 months. After that, when you go, when you love it, you say, can I have this? No, it's not longer there. Yeah, you see, so they experiment with us, but they don't, when we say we like it, they don't keep it. When you experiment, you sometimes make error. Often entrepreneurs are afraid to making error because they think that this will harm their business. You remember when you are in business are different. As much as we can say that buy books, come to training, I'm not the jack of all trades. I may advise you in a way that it doesn't grow your business, but it doesn't mean that it must bring fear. If you are a vision holder, I always say that when you are passionate about your business and you know exactly what you want to do, don't let any negative input prevent you from pursuing your vision. You must carry your vision as a torch and find a way out of it. So don't be afraid to make a mistake. Make a mistake and learn from your mistake, and then still continue to march on with your business idea. So don't be afraid to make errors. Some of the brilliant ideas, they came from mistakes, innovations. They were not doing that. It just happened and it came like that, and then voila. And innovation, they say, I was not doing that, I was trying to do that, and this came, and then boom, come a groundbreaking an idea. But errors are important source of negative feedback. They show you where you can improve your idea. We do surveys, we do research. You can ask people that, you know what, I remember when people were starting to mix acha with garlic. Some said, hey, it doesn't taste nice. But as time's on, people prefer that, can I have acha with garlic? Then you see that, okay, it was a trial, but it worked. And then it's something that people love. What kind of idea you can test? You can test your new idea or service. You can go to the market or get to and put your product and ask people to taste. Just like they do at the butcheries or slaughterhouse, you find that they did a certain type of wors, they mix it with something else, they grill it, and they put it there with the chopsticks, and then they say, okay, toothpicks, anyone can taste, and you give feedback, whether you like it or not. So those are the new product service. Idea with the new price, distribution channel, and promotion material. Which one is the best at promotion material? Is it Timo or what? Shane. One that is a zero what? Team. Then they are good at that. Everyone will go that because of this promotional activities. Everyone will like, even though you're going to pay for your
budget.
For your, what do you call these things? Shipments. But just because they're saying that I'm getting that thing for free, everyone is paying. Everyone is joining the competition. And an idea for rewarding your employees? Bonus. Bonus. Half day. Certificates. Mula. Machangura. Machangura. Okay. There's this other company that I know. That company, what they do, they do tenders. Ne? What they do, you have your basic salary, but the one thing that I've seen that it encourages the employees to work harder. If you are employed in that company and you get a tender on that company, ne? You still get your salary, but if the tender is successful, you get 10% of the profit directly to your pocket. Yeah, so see, that's another way of rewarding. Yes.
You must implement that.
But Mercedes said I must implement that. Hey, Nick, you understand there's no boss here. There is no boss here. We're all learners. We're all learners. As our facilitator. Okay, as a facilitator, I will reward you with marks, and then I also Yes, and sweets. So we are recapping. Remember the value chain? It was done by ABBA. Ne? Value chain. Remember when we talk about our problem-solving techniques? Like when you are doing that, when you're solving your problem techniques, don't forget to implement this. Ne? Your plan, once we have done, well, once you define your plan, you refine your plan, you put it into a plan, what you need to do, you must try the idea, you must test it. Right? You must test how you're solving the problem, and then from there, you analyze the results and receive feedback. If still you're not happy with it, you must go back to your planning. And then when you are happy with the results, you go back to action and you implement the plan. You solve the problem by implementing your plan. Remember this? Yes, we are recapping from value creation. It was done by ABBA. Experimenting to receive feedback. To get feedback on your ideas, make a small experiment without taking too much risk and learn from your error. If they say, those who are saying that you must do the investment, there's this saying, the English saying that don't put all your egg into one basket. You know that. Don't put when you test, when you risk, don't take everything and put it there. It's like when we say there's a scheme, we buy chelete mo, we look at 1 rand, 1,000. We're now 1 million, 1 billion. No, it doesn't work like that. You must take calculated risk. You must take calculated risk. So make sure that even when you're doing your experiment, or don't make sure that, we did the verse, you take the whole bucket of verse. No, they're just going to put one maybe roll of verse and cut it into small pieces. Whenever you'll take the whole bucket and you fry everything and everyone eats, then you run into a loss. Calculated risk. This gave us an example. Sarah not only wants to advise municipality on waste management, but she also wants to help companies to make them more sustainable. She's implementing that concept that's saying the more the merrier. Together we can go far. And Michael said that you must look at your competitors not as your enemy, but as your friend, saying that, we're going to sell more now. So that is the same concept that Sarah is doing. She developed a workshop and invite 5 companies to participate for free. In case the company do not like her workshop, she won't lose much. Problem. But if you do finger food, and then you also do your food with glamour and all those things, your sushis and that, you're going to run into a loss. She won't lose much because she has gotten feedback on her idea and can either adjust the workshop or focus entirely on consulting with other municipalities. Experiment with idea. This can be useful at all stages of entrepreneurial process. So you must always go back and review your idea, your plan. If you get the solution, you must go back and look at it, plan, and then you test it. And then from the test it, you check the results. If you're happy with it, then you continue to action. If you're not happy, you go back, you plan again. You must also use that step continuously. Then we have an exercise.
You can just read it.
Experiment for your business. Complete action worksheet by 9.4, and this is on page 47. It's your business, you're in your business group, think about an idea which you have recently had in your business. Think about the idea that you recently have in your business. Write down how you could explore and experiment with your idea without taking too much risk. Be creative and think out of the box. Be creative and think about it. Let's not be copycat. Everyone wants to start a car wash with a chisanyama, car wash with a chisanyama, car wash with our work. Let's be creative. Let's be creative. Come with ideas. Be innovative. We cannot, you know what? We cannot do everyone chisanyama. Car wash chisanyama, car wash chisanyama. Present your experiment to the whole class in 60 seconds, receive feedback. Then select what you think is the best experiment. And then of all based on one of the following things, question and explain your decision. Which is the most creative experiment? Which consume the least resources? Remember, we're not going to run into a loss because it is an experiment. That's why even, do you recall when people used to buy a lot of those drama books, like your drama, what else? Move, People, True Love. You know those books, they used to come with samples like a packet of lotion. It was very small. There's no way that you can put that in your whole body. It was going to be only hand. So they were doing this. Least resources. Does it make sense? Mm-hmm. Which provides you with the feedback most quickly. I don't know how those people then got the feedback, because we used to buy and they will never report back. But I think it was another way when you go to the shop and buy them. Yes.
The sales and also feedback also came from the products. Remember the products that they use as examples in those magazines? They have examples for maybe care.
Yes.
So with us going into the shops and buying here,
they look into the sales, they see the impact. But then technology, again, it was not technology. Yeah, the technology was not technology then. And then which has a level of risk that you feel comfortable with. You look into the cost itself. That is the risk. You look at the cost. How much does it cost me? Will this cost me more or less? And then which experiment can be run most easily without a hiccup? Clear didn't have to go anywhere. They just have to go to the books, and the books, when they package them with them and sell them. So they Move and magazine and everything, they were running their own business, their own logistic without any changes. They just add Clear, and then that is done. So it was run mostly easily. Yes, Matthew? Yes, exactly. Strategic partnership. Working in silos, it will not get you anywhere. But identifying relevant and then good partnership, it will take you somewhere else. Take home assignment. We've done all our exercise. This is your take home assignment. Complete action working sheet 9. Adjust your plan if necessary to make sure that you will achieve all your goals, correct? Yes, and then please bring all documents on how much you have spent so far on STEP business to the next session. When you bring your document, we mean that we also need you to know your slips, what you have bought and everything, and then we can be able to calculate. You know you have done financing, your profit and loss. Now you know whether you are running at a loss or at a profit. Now you know whether you have finished the money or not. Those who have not spent, please spend the money. Spend the money so that you can be able to run a business. You cannot run a business without spending. It's not possible. Recap session. Complete action working sheet, page 48. Individually, please answer the following question. You now have 3 minutes to enter the most important points. Please feel free to add more aspects after the session. What is it that you have learned? Do you know what is a doggy bag? What is a doggy bag? It's a take home, it's a takeaway. After you have eaten and your tummy is full and there are leftovers, you take a doggy bag. So this is your doggy bag. What have you learned today that is so important to you? Not only for the business, but to you as a person. This is individual person. Which of these things that I've learned today that I want to implement in my business?
Identifying problems, the importance of identifying.
The importance of identifying problems. That's what you need to take home. What else have you learned? What do I want to change about the way I run my business? What is it that you're going to do differently from what you were doing? Yes, Cindy.
To learn from my mistakes.
To learn from your mistakes. So that means you're not going to see your mistake as enemies. You're going to see your email as a positive feedback to your businesses for you to be able to do it better. What did you learn today? That is the very same thing that we're doing. Please list 3 things that you have to take away and from this session. So we are done with overcoming barriers. Did we overcome them?
Yes.
And come on, you cannot say once you have climbed a mountain and say, yes, I have climbed the mountain. If you have climbed Kilimanjaro, what will you say? Have we overcome the barriers? Yes. Have we overcome the barriers? Yes. So we're going to our next session, which is marketing. Marketing. You will be looking at marketing strategy, relationship management, and ethical marketing. So all those things, remember, they are part of your business. You must be able to implement them to be able to run your business effectively. Action principles that you have to ensure it becomes part of your doggy bag. Make sure that you learn and then you know them. Monitor the progress you make in your goal achievement, and via regular checkup, checking the step tracking tool. You must always check yourself. You must always look at your footprint, where you're going, what happened, how am I supposed to do it, what did I do wrong, what did I do right, what changes should I put in place. Read me the second one.
Take record of the actions you took to achieve your goals.
Take record, document it. Make sure that you put it down that I've done 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to change this. Hello, the third one.
Taking control means changing the circumstances and having the attitude, I can do it.
Yes, you can do it, and then you can. Cindy?
Experiment with ideas. This can be because of the entrepreneurial process.
Yes, experiment. Know that, what happened with other companies during the COVID? They failed to do this aspect. When COVID comes and it caught us off guard, and then when the status quo could not remain, when they have to change and adapt, they couldn't adapt, then they fail. So when we know that on a daily, day-to-day basis, there are always trends. Everything keep on changing. You must be able to adapt with what is happening around you. So in that way, even when things come, you'll be flexible enough to adapt with the direction. Whether it's in terms of technology, innovation, that will keep your business growing. Hence, you must continue making sure that you do the experiment, you continue to experiment with new ideas in your business. Makubane, definition of error?
An act assertion, or belief that unintentionally deviates from what is correct, right, or true.
Jeff Gold?
An objective or target that someone is trying to reach or achieve.
Yes. This is the whole reason why people have businesses, a goal. Thank you so much, and thank you for your time.
That's something we are noticing now. Yes. All right, thank you so much, Mrs. Smith. We give you another round of applause. All right. Now you can share with us, how are you feeling now?
Tired. Tired, but a relief. and also empowered. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Feedback. All around the feedback. Yes, control one. Who else? One, Nakedi, two. Then who else? Who else?
It doesn't.
Then Mohammed will be the last one. But they are going to become dramatic. There's no boss.
Yes.
They are afraid. Alright, so you may start. And I think you can lastly.
I went through it. Engaging and informative presentation, your energy is just so alive, the way you summarize everything from, I think maybe session number 4, if I'm not wrong, like you created a chain, a string, where then you summarize your own program as well. So I love the continuity, love your energy, like your level of preparation. I can appreciate that you actually prepare your confidence. I'm even struggling to get a feeler, only that you. I don't know if home ground advantage that you have writing thing. You have that writing thing. Okay, but anyway, I think it will be available for everyone. I'm really struggling really to very feel that you're so practical and straight to the point. And a good presenter, then I think we can make a good master trainer.
You construct the feedback inside. Because it was all positive. What's the feeling?
Where can you go? Someone pick up.
All right, so you addressed it.
Yes.
No, I just want to help maybe on something.
No, you must not help. You will help last. Yes. Okay.
Okay. I have an NPO now.
Yeah.
It's called ASAHA, where the pens here ASAHA, African Spirituality Awareness Information. And one of the jobs that I do there is to align people with their higher calling. I'm saying this because she's a natural. She's a natural teacher, subject matter expert. You can see that she took time with learning what she wants to present. And then she owned the classroom, she owned the floor, she owned the content as well. Difficult to like what to spot, errors here. But I would say, if I'm pushed to say something, it would be when you are that good, you can actually go overboard and mess it up. So just watch it. You are good to bring it, but just watch it that you do not go overboard because you accept. It's easy. But yeah, overall, beautiful presentation. We learn and we love it.
And who is the next?
Mohale.
Yes.
Okay, Susu, the bread would be that I enjoyed your energy. Your energy was positive throughout, and you engaged. And the acha would be that, as Nakedi has said, don't be overconfident and over explain. And then the, what do you call it? The croissant. The croissant would be that you have engaged very well with us, and you were very, very, very detailed. So we thank you for that.
Thank you. Oh, there goes your bonus. They are failing to get no, they are protected.
They're protected.
So you are protected.
You're protected.
Yes, I wanted to say something.
Oh, yes. They actually touched base on what I wanted to say. Like this woman talks too much. Yeah, she's just when she what I observed, when she understands something, she just go. But the good thing about it is that she makes sure that everybody gets the gist of that thing and understand it, which is a good thing. It's bad and it's good at the same time.
Yes. I wanted to give you a feeler. I have the feeler that.
Yes.
So he gave you the feeler.
Can I say something? I like because we're here for development, and I also want to maybe take home like constructively. So maybe we please go deeper through your permission on this, so we learn. Where do we draw a line? Where, like maybe like the says just and so to put you on the hot seat like that with daughter's permission. While she has just done it now, it's still fresh. Where do we draw a line? Where can we have examples to say, on that point, you should have cut it there. You shouldn't have maybe, where is it over? Where do we draw a line that this is going overboard?
All right. No. Okay. Thank you. So I think whilst I'm also giving feedback, I'll be also touching on some of the elements as well. All right. So thank you, Susumeli, for an excellent presentation and for taking us through overcoming barriers. She was planning to give feedback, even though she's not gonna give, because she actually facilitated overcoming barriers when she was being trained. So she was like, and I'm like, okay, we see you. So I think she was so excited throughout because that was for you, right? But thank you so much for the presentation. And I can say that I really like that, when you're introducing, you actually allowed students to have that introduction of their name and the linkage to a verb or word description that describes who they are. So I think it's also something that I so commendable, especially when we are now dealing with psychology, because overcoming barriers is all about psychology. So I think that was really excellent. There's someone who will be like, I'm what? Ambitious. Then Carlo was like, I'm strong. Then we had, Carlo saying strength. So I think that was really excellent. So if I just have to come to the archer, because I'm avoiding touching the points that people have already said on the bread, on the positive part. But I think what I just want, the area of improvement, I think it's also crucial, to give the students a chance to explain and finish. especially when you have pointed them, and even though they are wrong.
Okay.
So even though the student is wrong, allow them to what?
To finish.
So you can even understand to say she's wrong or he's wrong, but allow them to what? To finish, and not cutting them off their speaking. A crucial example is with Mohale, right? When she was giving an answer, then you realize that the answer was going. Then you're like, right? So you can actually see now we are bringing a barrier instead of you know now the students like, oh, so it means the view is not important. Then you went straight to Mampa, and Mampa said something like, you get the same. So it might psychologically affect another student. So it's crucial to just allow them to make that mistake and politely correct them, because some of them may be broken without knowing. Okay. And also another area of improvement is if you check the Sarah and the power cut example. So you see that the basis of the discussion, if you check, it was actually to introduce that example. Then the phases of problem solving were now going down. So I think you were knowledgeable about all the 5 of the slides. Then the pen came into effect, right? Then you started, right? Define the problem, and you started writing. Then it's now affected when you are now proceeding. Because already now, you are now repeating what you have already said. You could have just said, no, this is what we have gone through. So which means these are the answers that were there. Because the problem had been given, but what they were supposed to identify was the what, when, why, and who is involved. You get a sense.
Yes.
So it's crucial also to mind that one. And area also of improvement is in the context of the time to explain the exercise. So this is crucial. You see, you are a master of the content, right? But now when you're explaining the exercise, I'm of the opinion that you can just reduce the explanation. Okay. Because it will affect your time. The danger is when you take 5 minutes to explain the exercise, which you want to give them 5 minutes, then you have already attacked 10. And remember, your module that you're presenting, it is long exercise. The other one is like 15 minutes, the other one is like 10. I think it's the only session with exercises that are longer that need people to be thinking. So you may find out that it may also affect your time. And also another thing is, with action principles, is just a level of improvement to say when they are noted, right? Because you have explained them in the session. So you can now just say, oh guys, this is the point to note. Okay. There will be no need to start another discussion in it. So then only the cross-hand. What do we call it? The cross-hand. So one thing I noticed is that you are actually knowledgeable about the content. Even herself, she was busy, like just hitting me to say yes. She was like, "Oh, girl, I don't know what that means," right? Because she was excited, understanding to say you are knowledgeable about what you are saying. Even the way you even go through that whole problem solving, techniques with the head, it actually shows that you had mastered the content and you were knowledgeable about what you were teaching. And I also really like that, the class was engaging throughout. You ensure that you ask them questions, you ensure that you engage with them, and it also provided that level of interaction in the class. And I also want to commend, the use of the whiteboard pen. Yeah. So I think it's really commendable because it was now aiding you in the explanation. Because the moment you tell a student this and they are already seeing, that's where the attention goes. Then now you further explain it, which also aids students in understanding. And I can also say that in terms of voice projection, it's excellent. You don't need a mic. Like me, I think I need a mic, right? But you don't need a mic because you had an excellent voice projection. And also what I also really liked as well is that you were actually ensuring that you give examples, when you are also explaining. So I think it's crucial because overcoming barriers, what it needs is that when you are done, that's why I find it to be a difficult session because when you are done, minds should have been changed. That's number one goal. If there's still someone who is sad when you are done, or someone who is not revived when you are done, then it raises some questions. But I think you did it in a way that we could see then your students, the way they were laughing throughout, and the examples that you're also giving, real world examples, it also aids in them being motivated, to proceed with the entrepreneurship. And I can actually concur with Mr. Nakedi, that indeed you are an excellent facilitator, and already, Omakro has already given you the master training. So it's another discussion of another time. Because she has already endorsed you and said you are a master trainer. So now I don't know if you want to provide you we'll get to know about it. Yeah, but thank you so much. It was really excellent. So now I know. All right. Muslim, did you know? That was one. That, Muslim in Hebrew, it means thank, toda, which means thanks, or oda, which means to give thanks. So I believe, with everything that you have done for us, taking us through overcoming barriers, and the way you even excellently facilitated it, it actually aligns with your name, the gratitude that we have for what you have done for us, and for that we say thank you. Excellent. So I believe we are happy, right? We have come this far, and I know that it's through a lot of sacrifice of your time, but I enjoyed the sessions. I think from morning up until now, but what I noticed is we were moving from glory to what?
To glory.
Did you notice?
Yes.
Yeah, because we started with Karo, and then we went to Kaukelo, we finished with I want you to notice. Yeah, we were just moving instead. Alright, so thank you so much, guys. I don't know if there's someone with a question before we close. If there's someone with a question before we close. Is there someone with a question? All right, none. All right, so thank you so much, Cabo. Sleepy for taking us through managing finances one. And obviously, Kaukelo, Strength Mojapelo, for taking us through managing finances two. And obviously, Mususumeli, Master Trainer, but Jimmy won't be overcoming barriers. Yeah, I think you ushered us through on this day, and we enjoyed every moment. We got to learn every moment. So now tomorrow, just a recap that tomorrow we have marketing 2, and the person who starts is Mamba. Correct. I'm giving a round of applause. I even heard the lady sing. All right, and also sustainable business model canvas by Nakedi. Yes.
Happy tomorrow's Wednesday.
It's tomorrow Father's Day.
Yes. Tomorrow's Father's Day. I don't know.
What is the second one? Then, lastly but not least, registering the business by Jeffrey.
It's Mother's Day.
All right. So, here's the key takeaway tomorrow. If you have the most expensive clothes in your wardrobe, and those expensive high heels, and those expensive leather shoes, maybe that cost like 100,000, like mine. That's the time to wear them, right? Because I think tomorrow we can be taking photos, right? If you check on the program, there's also time for certification, right? So successful people will be certified what? Tomorrow, right? So if and travel is passing, right time. You are commenting already. So tomorrow it will be the time to be certified, right? And also to check photos and so forth. So if you have your best gear, the camera is now celebrating. Yeah, so Palen, that best one that you like, right? So tomorrow the office will be flashy and wearing. You see the way my Flo was wearing. Did you see when she was let's clap hands for you? That was stupendous. You were dressed in a Fata Mabori as well. It was so long. I'm jealous. Yes. So I think tomorrow we also come prepared. Is it fine? Then tomorrow we also get, to take photos. That's what yes, because I know Sandra has been dying for those photos, but tomorrow is the day. So if you are to go and shop, but please don't blow it, right? Don't blow it. That's what Alright, so I'll just request one person without wasting time to close for us in the word of prayer. And listen.
Okay, so first you volunteer to pray for us.
Yes. You can close our eyes. As we go out to our different destinations,
And before we go, another round of applause for our master trainees, Grace and I've seen people who give you Then, last but not least, this man, I know him. In terms of wearing expensive leather shoes. I've also known this man in terms of using a phone which is worth like 100,000. I also know this man that is an imported bag that is worth like 50,000.
Yes.
So all the clothes that you'll be wearing on a daily basis is not less than 500,000. Ladies and gentlemen, let's appreciate. Thank you! So see you tomorrow, and let's try also to do on time, right?
Right.
So wait, before we go, I just want to say tomorrow because we are also taking certification, right? So I was also suggesting that if possible, we can just come a bit early, right? Even if we come by 8:30, I'll appreciate it. By 9, we can just be here and everything is set up so that 9 we are starting. And also with the recap, we can just take 15 minutes. Then we start. Is it fine?
Yes.
And I'm sure tomorrow, as usual, because people will not have their lunch, so just let right? So that we have them. How will the proceedings be going? So, Grace, I don't know if you have something to say before we come. No, she does not have.
Thank you.
Thank
you. All right. We're gonna sing Happy
When they said